This video is about Zenit 122, a Soviet camera that was my first SLR and my first serious camera. My father gifted it to me back in the mid-90s, so I have it for a good 30 years now. From the technical point of view, this camera is not that good, but I cannot emphasize how much I love it and how important it is for me. I learned photography with this camera, and I took a lot of memorable family pictures with it. The camera came with a cheap strap and a little bag that I still keep for sentimental reasons. I also did a lot of astrophotography with it, including a total and a partial solar eclipse and a total lunar eclipse. Also a lot of photos from the night sky. In fact, I had this project in mind to photograph all the constellations, a project that I never finished. The camera is made of plastic, but it feels very robust. In fact, I've accidentally dropped it a couple of times, but it still works properly. And while it is far from a luxury, it feels good in the hand. The shutter is fully mechanical, and the camera has a light meter that doesn't work anymore, but back in the day it was very useful. The shutter speed range is from 30 to 500. Plus a B mode. Yes, other than B, you have only 5 options, and the flash sync speed is only 30. The ISO range of the light meter is also limited from 25 to 400. But none of these was a problem back in the 90s. In fact, I used mostly cheap ISO 100 film, and when the light was low, I simply used the flash with it. It is a loud camera. The shutter, film advance, and the self-timer make a lot of noises. The lens mount is the famous M42 screw mount, and there are lots of lenses available for it. My first lens was the famous Helios 44 version 6, which is a 58mm f2. 58 isn't really a versatile focal length, so I got a cheap Soviet 37mm lens after a couple of years, but I didn't use it very much. I also got a 200mm f4 and I used it for my eclipse photos. I ended up selling both 37 and 200mm lenses, which was a mistake, and years later, around 2009, when I wasn't shooting film anymore, I got myself a 1000mm mirror lens, just for the fun of it, but I never took any serious photos with it and returned it very soon. I used my Zenit again during my recent 365 film project, and I'm happy to announce that it still takes great photos, but all the sample photos you see in this video are from those good old days. Looking back at the photos, it brings me a rush of different feelings, from pure joy to deep sadness, but one thing is for sure, I'm gonna keep this camera forever. So that's it. I hope you liked this video. If yes, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram.